primarily Arbabi, and it was a season for McKinney Boyd in which he lost in the second round of the playoffs to Rockwall Heath. A little bit disappointing after last year going to the state semifinals, but a young group, so you can expect going into the season that there might be a chance that they would slip up at some point earlier in the playoffs than the team last year that was very senior heavy.
Exactly. You know, we did lose in the second round, but I also feel we kind of got matched up with a very, very good team early on, you know, and I also think it's also because of our district, because our district is so strong. It could have gone with our district. We could have been ranked first, second, third, or fourth. We were so, the parity in our district was so amazing this year. We really could have been ranked first, second, third, or fourth, and that could have determined how far we go in playoffs, because you know you get ranked, you know, matched up according to our by-district and area rounds, according to how you finish in our district. So anyway, it was a good year. I think that it was a little bit disappointing only getting to the second round, but losing to Rockwall Heath, it was a solid team, and you know, but we were young this year. But
it was a district, as you said, there's so much parity. Even Plano East, which was sixth in the district, they beat Plano at one point, which was second in the district, and so everybody seemed like could beat anybody. And you tied at 6 and 4 in the district with Plano for that second spot, and ended up losing a coin flip to be forced into the third spot. Right. And as you said, you know, you get the 12-5A champs, Rockwall Heath, instead of possibly the 11-5A champs in the second round. And sometimes with the districts, how they are, different strengths in different districts, sometimes that can make a big difference.
Yeah, it really, I mean, it really is. You know, actually, one of with a district like this, going into our last game, you play out all the different scenarios, and there was even a possibility had Plano West lost to Plano East and Allen had Plano beat Allen, we could have gotten first place, and then that would have flipped who would have played in the first round and flipped who would have played in the second round. And it's just one of those things that we played a very good team the second round, and when we came into that second round against Plano Heath, and there really does go, it goes a long way when you have a lot of seniors on your team. And this year we had a very young team, we had a very talented team, but it really, that experience that goes so far when you have a very senior heavy team. I was very proud of our girls this year. We're very talented. We gained a lot of experience this year. We had Montana Watts, who came out. She won Libero of the Year for our district this year. She really led our team with defense. She had over 1,000 digs this year, and she led the area for digs. She just did a phenomenal job. And then our two outsides, Jordan Kiley, she did a great job as a freshman this year, and then Ashley Martin just did a phenomenal job on the outside. She's just a junior, so she'll be coming back with that experience, and she was actually on the team last year, and so she'll have that experience to be coming back and be able to lead the team next year. So I'm excited about that. We'll be having to replace, of course, Bailey Bingaman, who will be going to Harding University, so she'll be continuing on her career in college. And then both of our setters, that'll be a big loss, of course. And then Lauren Peterson, LP, that'll be a big loss. So replacing those three girls will be tough, and Bailey. And then Callie Margiata, who is our fifth senior, will be really tough. She's just the heart and soul of our team too. And she didn't play very much, but she sat on the bench and she cheered, and she was just loved by everyone. But I'm super excited about Parker Shepard. She's going on and playing at Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's going to be super excited to have her. They're excited to have her, and Parker's lucky to be going there, and Cincinnati's lucky to be having her. So it's a good matchup for them too.
Yeah, you have two players going to great schools to play volleyball and continue on, and you have a lot of, as you said, young players coming back, and this year really is going to set up for the years to come, especially with the freshmen, because there's a huge difference between colleges, especially in college basketball. I always talk about all the freshmen who are one and done, but there's a huge difference between an 18-year-old competing with 22-year-olds than a 14, 15-year-old competing with 17, 18-year-olds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to have that experience coming up, and every year they build and get better and better and better. So, you know, we're really going to have that experience to come back and play strong next year. And I expect to go far again next year. And we have no idea what district we're going to be in next year because we'll be realigned. And who knows? We could be back in the Garland district. We might be with the Planos again, or we might be pushed over to Louisville. Who knows? I don't know. But all I know is that we have the experience now. We know what it takes. I know that the loss. Oftentimes, and most of the time, you learn more from a loss than you do wins. And I know that loss for the younger girls, they don't like that feeling. You know, it's one of those things that they had such high expectations of the season, and when you kind of stand there and you're like, wait a second, we want to go more, we want to go further, and so next year is one of those things where I think that's just going to make them more determined and create more urgency and more determination to set their goal just a little bit higher, well, a lot higher than it was this year.
I know right after a playoff loss, it's very emotional. Sometimes it's hard to kind of, in your mind, backtrack to the match and figure out sometimes where things went wrong and figure out, you know, exactly what you need to do to improve on the next year. But since that time, because the volleyball season ended a month or two ago, what have they been telling you since then about kind of what their feelings are going into next year, what they want to work on?
Well, a lot of times, Montana's probably the funniest one. She's like, Coach, we're gonna go far next year. I mean, it's one of those things that it's a sense of we're gonna go far next year, and it's great because it's like we haven't even set the plan out. It's almost the dream. The goal just has to be put out there. We haven't even put out the plans of the steps of how we're going to get there. They just know that they want to be back at the state tournament. They want that goal. And so they don't even care how we're going to get there. They just want it. And that's how it started 4 years ago. I don't care how we're going to get there. That's what we need to go. And whatever it takes to get there, that's what we're going to do. And so, you know, we ended a week before Thanksgiving break, and then we've had a break now. And so now, it was actually 2 weeks before Thanksgiving break. So we've had 3 weeks off. And so now we're going to hit it hard, and it's going to be it's going to be intense off season, and we have a lot of work to do, and but it'll be fun. And I know that they're really driven, and they want it just as badly as I do.
Well, Coach Arbabi, thanks so much for joining us again here on Sports Talk, and good luck to you in the next season.
Thank you very much.
Still a good season for McKinney Boyd, obviously making the playoffs again in a tough District 10 5A. Unfortunately, ending in the second round, the area round to Rockwall Heath, but they're going to look to rebound next year with a lot of key players returning back.